and how the Royal Observatory has played a starring role in our study of the skies for 350 years.
We're going to do something that you'll love. Look at this. I know you love looking up into the sky.
Beautiful, and some clear skies around as well this weekend to enjoy the night sky.
And we're very fortunate in this country that there are some wonderful places to see these skies as well, because, and you'll know all about this, thanks, Matt, we're talking about the birthplace of modern astronomy, the home of Greenwich Mean Time. 350 years since its creation, the Royal Observatory still continues to play an important role in our lives today.
The historic site is preparing to mark its milestone birthday. Our reporter Tim Muffet has been to hear more about the unique role of Britain's first state-funded scientific institution.
It's played a key role in our national story. From the Greenwich time signal, or pips as they're known, first generated here in 1924, to our perception of time itself through Greenwich Mean Time. With its incredible views over London, the Royal Observatory Greenwich is Britain's oldest purpose-built scientific institution. Created on the orders of King Charles II and given a crucial task.
350 years ago, this observatory was established to provide a way to determine how to navigate across the surface of the Earth. Sailors were being lost at sea, shipwrecked, simply because they didn't know where they were in relation to the land around them, which was becoming extremely costly, both in terms of trade and in human lives.
How does spotting stars or looking at stars help you determine where you are?
Determining the position of the stars and other objects compared to each other would potentially allow you to determine where you were on the surface of the Earth, effectively working out what time it is somewhere else on the Earth, which therefore tells you how far around the Earth you are from there.
And then there are those three words which together have such an impact on our lives. We all heard of Greenwich Mean Time. What is it?
Back in 1675, we had John Flamsteed, the first Astronomer Royal, and he decided to create a Greenwich Mean Time, GMT as we know it, as a way of smoothing out variations in time. If you measure noon, say, from a Monday to a Tuesday, you'll find that it's not exactly 24 hours. It can vary by a few minutes from day to day.
So that noon is basically based on positions of the sun?
Exactly. So Flamsteed created an average or mean time of exactly 24 hours every day, all year round, that's much easier to keep track of with a clock or a watch.
With Greenwich Mean Time established and monitored on two specially built clocks, how best to share it with the world? It was time to release the ball.
The time ball was installed in 1833 to provide a visual time signal for Greenwich Mean Time, and it's positioned on our roof so that it's clearly visible down to mariners waiting on their boats down on the River Thames. At 5 to 1, the ball goes halfway up the mast, then at 12:58 it goes to the top, and then at 1 p.m. precisely it drops, and that just means that the mariners waiting on the Thames can check their chronometers, their accurate sea clocks, and see if the clocks are running a bit too fast or a bit too slow.
From 1833 until the invention of radio time signals, it was the one and only way of broadcasting Greenwich Mean Time.
Those radio time signals brought us the pips in 1924.
The time was when time outside Greenwich Observatory was very elastic, especially closing time.
In 1936, the General Post Office, working with the Royal Observatory, revolutionised things further with the speaking clock.
Third stroke, it will be 9:52 and 50 seconds.
The time itself is checked with Greenwich every hour.
In 1884, the International Meridian Conference was held in Washington, D.C. To help timekeeping and navigation across the world, there was a desire to introduce a prime meridian, a global reference point of 0 degrees longitude, dividing the world into an eastern and a western hemisphere. And this was it.
It enabled people to share coordinates more easily, to make things quicker and easier, and just really help travel, trade and communications. If everyone's using the same system, it's just a lot easier.
Once the preserve of a select few, stargazing is very different today.
We are going to be running a live stream using this very telescope as part of National Astronomy Week.
And look at that. There is the beautiful gas giant Jupiter.
Jupiter and Mars in particular are currently in this planetary parade which is going on at the moment. There are 6 different planets visible in the night sky.
This is the North Pole of Mars.
A very special place, 350 years old. As it was where they started, here's a message to the Royal Observatory Greenwich from the Pips. Tim Muffet, BBC News, Greenwich.
Almost in tune.
Nearly. It's all very magical, isn't it? And if I understood that correctly, you will be able to, at home, look through the telescope and see what they are seeing. You know, there would have been a time when only a handful of people would have been allowed to do that. And now, amazingly, you'll be able to see it for yourself.